Oh, Jamar Chase with the dive. Because Garrett Wilson's wide open. Garrett Wilson, touchdown Bears. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here in the Water Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode in the LA Rams 10-year rebuild. That is right. We are back. It is episode 5, year number 5, and last season we made the playoffs for the first time. I told you I was ready to go. I said last episode that we were a year away. I may have been a year wrong. We were a year early. We were not ready for the spotlight. We got beat by the Vikings, I think, in the wild card round, or no, in the divisional round. We were the 1 seed. We went to the divisional at home and got beat by the Vikings. So we were not ready for the big stage. We were not ready for the playoffs. This year, with the offseason that we had, I think we're ready to go. I think we are ready to not only be the 1 seed, but go to the Super Bowl. That is the goal for this season. Anything less, I will count it as a failure of a season, because we are in the second half now. This is episode 5. This is year 5. We've only got 5 years left. We are running out of time to win as many Super Bowls as possible. And if we want to do what we did, do better than what we did with the Patriots, where we won 2, I think, in those 10 years, we got to step it up. We got to keep going. So we've got our franchise quarterback. It's year 3 for him. Let's see how he develops. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's get this season underway. So we are going to set the season goal, and I like I said, we're going to make the playoffs. That's the goal. We've been around this range right here for the past couple of seasons, but I'm committing to making the playoffs this year. I feel like we just have to do it. We have to make the playoffs. This is what the lineup looks like headed into year 5. We have Ogletree, who's developing into quite the good quarterback in his 3rd season out of Texas State. 86 overall. We need to work a little bit on his accuracy, his deep accuracy, I should say. But other than that, maybe his awareness could be a little bit better. But he looks pretty good. He looks like a franchise quarterback. We've still got Najee Harris. We've got Cooper Kupp still here. I hope he doesn't retire. Obviously, Aaron Donald retired at the end of last episode, so I hope that he doesn't retire. We've got Van Jefferson. We've got Sky Moore, who we brought in a trade, I think. Quez Watkins, John Mechie, who we brought in free agency. I like the receiving core that we have. The offensive line just needs more time to develop. They just need more time to develop. They're going to be good. Our tight end core is really good. We've got Rocky Meadows, who is a fantastic name, by the way. We've got Hawkins, we've got McBride. I like the tight end core. The offense is good. I like what the offense is looking like. The defense, on the other hand, could use a little bit of work. We need maybe 1 or 2 really, really solid linebackers. We need maybe 1 more solid corner. We need maybe 1 more or 2 more really dominant edge rushers. And then other than that, maybe a really, really good safety. I don't know. Defense, we need a little bit of work. The defense needs some tweaking. But the offense, I really like. We just need to develop on offense. On defense, could use some tweaking. Other than that, I think I'm ready to go simulate to the halfway point of the season and see where this team is at. I really hope, crossing the fingers, I really hope we are the best team in the standings right now in the NFC West when we get to the midway point. Because if not, we're going to have to do some adjustments, maybe make some trades. I don't know. Let's see where we are. I'll see you guys at the midseason mark. Okay, we are here at the midseason mark, and we currently sit at 3-4, so we're going to have a change later on down the rest of the season if we're going to want to make the playoffs. I'm not really sure what is going wrong. We're not scoring a lot of points. I don't really know. Maybe the offensive line isn't as good as I thought it was. Maybe the guard position could be upgraded a little bit more. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. We still have a decent amount of money, so that's not the problem. I don't know. This team looks good. We're just not performing in simulation-wise. Who are some of the contracts that are up? Who needs contracts? Cooper Kupp needs a contract. We will bring him back. Kenny Moore needs a contract. McCollum needs a contract. His rookie contract is up. That is very interesting. I do want to bring back McCollum. So let's sign Aries McCollum to a contract, a 5-year deal. He's coming back. Perfect. $76 million. Let's sign Cooper Kupp back on a 3-year deal. He is excited to come back. So Cooper Kupp is here until he retires, whenever that may be. And let's get Kenny Moore back on a 2-year deal. He's coming back. Kenny Moore is returning, so we have about $44 million in cap space to work with for re-signing anybody else. I think I can work with that. There's not really anybody else down here that is too interesting to bring back. Maybe we re-sign Chris Barnes, although he's kind of cheap. Maybe we do. I don't know. That might be the only other guy that we bring back. We'll have to figure that out. I haven't taken a look at all with the prospects this year. I don't even know what pick we have. But is there anybody? Holy mother! Gregory Barkley, man-to-man corner, A-press, A-zone, 6 foot. He's not super fast, but he's got great acceleration and great agility. His zone, where's his zone coverage? It's also an A. Gregory Barkley could be a generational corner. There's another one, Darren Davis. Does he have the speed? He's got the speed. Darren Davis could be the generational corner. He's also got A zone coverage. Okay, so we've got 2 possible generational corners on our hands in this draft class. Okay. Do we try to draft both of them? Maybe. Who's this guy? Cullen Borden. What a name. Cullen Borden. He looks decent. He's got good finesse moves. Decent tackling. His zone cover. He's not a guy you put in coverage. Not at all. But I'll put him on the board just so I don't forget about him. Johnny Main. There's some good names in this class. Johnny Main. Is he the main character? I don't know. Who's this guy? Garrison Patterson. I feel like the son, you shouldn't do that. Like Garrison Patterson. If your last name's Patterson, don't name your son Garrison. Just doesn't really work. He doesn't look that great. I've seen better. Larry Booker. There's some good offensive linemen. Maybe we need to take a better look at some of these guards because, I mean, we have 2 pretty solid guards, but they've only got normal development. Maybe if they had star, they would be in a better spot. I'm not too sure. Like, I mean, look at this guy. Reggie Peck, 6'5". That's more of a tackle. Very interesting. I'll put him on the board. He doesn't look amazing, but I'll put him on the board. Bobby Knight? Bobby Knight? Come on, man. This draft class is goated with the names. He gets injured very often, but he's got A play rec and A tackling. The names are off the charts in this draft class. Jonathan McKinney. Okay. A good athlete. Oh, this draft class looks really good. I'm excited about this draft class. There's some decent players in here, especially in the first round. There are some very good players in this class at the top half of it. I don't know down the board if there's anybody good. It looks like it's a pretty good tackle class, which it usually is. There's usually a bunch of different offensive tackles that are pretty good. Other than that, there's not really a whole lot of top-end talent. I'm not seeing anybody else. Those 2 corners, man, they've got me intrigued. Tickle me stupid. I am intrigued by those 2 possible generational corners right here, especially Gregory Barkley. I think he is a generational corner. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on those 2 guys. And I'm going to keep my eye on, who was it else? Was it Cullen Borden? Maybe. It might have been Cullen Borden. I'm going to keep my eye on these 2. They look really good. So if we go to our mock draft, where are the picks projected right now? We currently have the number 1 overall pick. And they have Cullen Borden going number 1. That is big because, and we have the 16th pick. That is big for possible trades. So if that stays in the top half, it'll be a lot easier to trade up to get one of these 2 generational corners. I hope it stays at number 1, obviously. I don't know. Who's the pick that we traded with? Who's the team that we traded with? I don't know. I guess we could take a look at the standings and see who's bad and then kind of try to remember from there. The Raiders are, oh, it's the Jets. The Jets are 0-7. Okay. Thank you, New York, for giving me the first overall pick. Now, I don't know if they're going to stay winless and give us the number 1 pick guaranteed. That would be very helpful. Oh, now I'm excited about this draft. This draft looks really good. Let's go to the end of the season. Hopefully we make the playoffs. I have no idea. Let's find out. We made it to the postseason, and as you can see, unfortunately, we didn't make the playoffs. We went 6-11, tied for the worst record in the NFC West. I don't really know what went wrong. Let me take a look at the stats here. What kind of numbers were we throwing out there? 3,900 yards, 24 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's not a bad year by any stretch for Malcolm Ogletree. It's not a good year, or like a fantastic year, but it's an average season for a quarterback, I guess. I wish those touchdown numbers were up a little bit more. Najee Harris had a really good year, 1,100 yards, 6 touchdowns. Defensively, receiving-wise, Cooper Kupp had another fantastic year after last season where he broke the record. He has 1,500 yards here and 14 touchdowns, and we just signed him to a 3-year extension. So that's awesome. We need to get more receivers. I think receiving-wise, we need to get another top-tier receiver. Van Jefferson's really good, but he's not a number 2. He's a number 3 at best. So we need to get another top-tier receiver to go alongside Cooper Kupp, and I have a feeling that Cooper Kupp's going to retire pretty soon. He's definitely not going to make it the full 10 years, so we're going to have to figure out how to replace him, and I'm worried about that. So the receiving core needs some work. Defensively, like, who's giving up sacks off on the offensive line? Ricardo Ridley and Cal Knox. Both of our tackles are giving up the most sacks. Okay. Defensively, Chris Barnes had 113 tackles. That's crazy. 113 solos. He had 133 regular tackles. 95 for Logan Wilson. Sack leader was 10.5 for Jalen Phillips because Aaron Donald's not here anymore. He retired. Interception leaders, we were not turning the ball over at all. Aries McCullum didn't get a single interception this year. Wow. What was the defense doing? Why were we playing so bad? What was the defense doing? Cody Bruce in his second season missed 2 field goals, kicked a 52-yarder. I don't understand what we did wrong here. I really don't. I don't know what we did wrong. Very strange. Very, very strange. Here's the playoff bracket if you care. It is the Commanders and the Dolphins with the number 1 seeds. The Seahawks and Giants are the 4-5. My camera's covering that up, so you won't be able to see it. All right, let's go to the Super Bowl and see what to do in the offseason. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what to do. I thought this year was going to be progression from making the playoffs, and we were the 1 seed. It wasn't like we just snuck in as the final wildcard team. We were the 1 seed. We won 14 games last year. So what changed? I felt like we just got better, but I guess we didn't. It is the Bills, and the Vikings. I am 3-1 in Super Bowl predictions. I'm going to go Bills. Bills is my pick, and it was the Bills, 45-29, so I'm 4-1 in Super Bowl predictions in this series. And we will auto-upgrade all of the players there. Season recap. Tre'Davious White wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson was the MVP of the league. Ron Rivera was the Coach of the Year. Josh Jacobs and Aiden Hutchinson were the Players of the Year. And Chuck Pierman, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Titans. And Tyron Cloud was the Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Giants. Those are your awards. So nothing for us. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. I am a little bit worried about this offseason now. I like the draft. I think the draft is going to be really good. I'm curious to see where the Jets finished. Where's our pick? Where's it going to be at? Is it still number 1? I hope it is. I don't know. We could go to mock draft number 3 and see where it's at. Mock draft number 3 has us at number 4. So the Jets won a few games. Actually, it can't be the Jets because they have their own pick right here. I don't know. Whoever it is. We have the 4th pick. And then we also have the 19th pick. So those are very, very good trade picks, especially having this pick up here, because we need to get one of these 2 guys. And it seems like the CPU is starting to figure out that these 2 guys are really, really good. And I don't like that because I want one, if not both of them. And it's going to be very tough to get both of them. I know that we can get one of them. Getting both is going to be tough. We might have to trade away a very good player to have a chance to get them. Retirements. Xavier Howard retires. He was in free agency, it looks like. Tyrann Mathieu, Mike White. Tom Brady finally calls it a career, our backup quarterback, after 27 seasons. We tried to get you a ring, Tom. We just couldn't do it. Khalil Mack also retires. Devontae Adams retires. So Cooper Kupp is going to be here for another season. That's good. Devontae Adams retires. David Andrews. Darren Waller. Trent Williams. Another stacked Hall of Fame class this is going to be. Teron Armstead. James Bradbury. Wasn't he on our team? He might have been. Kyle Juszczyk, Joe Tooney, a lot of former Patriots in here. Andrew Norwell, Austin Eckler, Joel Bitonio, Trent Brown, Lyle Collins, Shaq Barrett. Wow, Jarvis Landry, CJ Mosley, big Hall of Fame class, big retirement class. Ryan Tannehill, Chandler Jones, Jamal Williams, Robert Woods, Matt Stafford, former Rams quarterback. Wow, that's a lot of good retirement. A lot of good players in that retirement class. Okay, so players ready to negotiate. I talked about possibly the only other guy that we'd bring back would be Chris Barnes, and that's just in a backup role. So we'll offer him a 3-year contract. He's coming back for 3 more seasons. Everybody else can kind of walk. I'm not really intrigued in anybody else coming back. So let's go to the next week, which is free agency. We have a little bit of money to play with, about 46 million? Is that what that said? Is it 47 million to play with here? I hope free agency is good. It's pretty good with Rashawn Gary. I talked about we need a generational type pass rusher, and Rashawn Gary could fit the mold there. We'd have to pay a lot of money for him. Alani Barksdale is another running back that I could have drafted in year 1. We were talking about getting him. That's funny that he's here. He's developed into a fantastic running back. Ooh, Corey Linsley's also here. Okay, this is a good class. This is a good free agent class. We need to get our team in order. We need to figure out what we want to get. I want to go after Rashawn Gary. That's a guarantee. I want to go after Rashawn Gary because we need a defensive end. We need to get a number 1 receiver because I talked about that. Najee Harris went down to star development. We will move him back up to superstar because he didn't have that bad of a season. He had 1,000 yards. So we will move him right back up to superstar development. And Van Jefferson can stay at normal. He didn't have that good of a year anyway, so he'll stay at normal. Everybody else seems to be fine. Defensively, do we need to adjust anything? Derek Brown's up to X Factor. Aries McCollum went down. I know he didn't have any interceptions. He shouldn't go down to he shouldn't be a star. He's a superstar development player. We're gonna move him back up. He had a down year, but he needs to be superstar. That's just what it needs to be. So everybody else seems to be fine. Kenny Moore can stay as a star. Deron Payne star, that's fine. Derek Brown's up to X Factor. All right, everybody else is fine. We need to get a new free safety because Jordan Fuller is not regressing. He's just playing down because everybody's on low morale. I don't really know, man. Rashawn Gary would definitely help this defensive line. I think it's time next episode to change playbooks. I think that might help us out a little bit. So first off, let's talk trades. Let's talk some trades. Because we do eventually need to get up to the number 1 overall pick. So if I could trade, No. I'll do something else. We'll trade number 4 to get up to number 1. I don't know who has it. It is the Broncos. They have number 1. So they're just moving down. Oh. Okay, they just moved down straight up. Awesome. Now we can take one of those generational corners. That's really cool. So let me go find pick number 2. Who has pick number 2? Wait, can I get pick number 4 back? That'd be hilarious. What do they want for it? They want Jalen Phillips, Derek Brown, or Jerry Hawkins. Okay. They're asking for a little bit too much there. What is pick 2? What's the value on that? Because I really want both of those corners. I think they're both going to be very good. The Jets have pick 2. What are the offers on that? Najee Harris or Jalen Phillips and Kenny Moore. Okay, they're asking for a little bit too much. What about the Lions at pick 3? Derek Brown, Jerry Hawkins, Jalen Phillips, and Kyrie Elam. Okay. Asking for a little bit too much again. Calm down. The Packers have pick 6. Kevin Reinhart and Grant Delpit. Still a little bit too steep for my blood. We'll go to the Panthers at not pick 5 because that's just going to be the same. Who has pick 7 or 8? Did I pass those guys already? I might have. Who has pick 7 or 8? I can't believe that pick 4 was traded straight up like that. That was crazy. Pick 7 is the Cardinals, and they want the same kind of stuff. Okay. Well, then what about pick 8 with the Chargers? It is just a first-round pick, so they want pick number 1. Why would I trade pick number 1 to get pick number 8? That doesn't make any sense. And I'd only be getting a 7th-round pick back out also? That doesn't make any sense at all. Derek Brown. Okay, so these guys are asking for a lot of money for these top 10 picks, which is understandable. I mean, it's a top 10 pick for a reason. What about pick 14 with the Eagles? They want either Jalen Brown straight up or Derek Brown. Or Jalen Phillips, I mean. Getting both of those corners is going to be tough. We might have to choose. Might have to choose somebody. We have a lot of second round picks, though, which is good. We need to get... Okay, so we need to figure something out here. Running back situation. We're trading Chuba Hubbard. And we're trading John Mechie to get a number 1 receiver, or a number 2 receiver, if that's possible. Brandon Ayuk, Gabe Davis, Christian Kirk, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams. Didn't we have an option to get Jameson Williams, or was that in a different video? I don't remember. I don't honestly remember. There's Devin Gardner. He's developed into a pretty good player. Rashad Bateman's an 85 overall. Amon-Ra's on, what was that, the Seahawks? George Pickens would be kind of fun. Chuck Pierman, Justin Jefferson. T. Higgins, Jamar Chase. Jerry Jeudy, Cooper, Godwin. I'm not really seeing anybody that is an option for us, given what we're trying to give up. J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Drake London. I don't know. Jameson Williams. Is Jameson Williams? I mean, they want both of these guys. What would it take to get Jameson Williams? It'll probably take a draft pick. I have a lot of third-round picks. It probably is going to take a second, but I'm not really in the market for trading my seconds right now. Not even for a guy like Jameson. So if we go up to pick 68, it's going to take a second. What about if I just go, what's on the block? What do they want? They want Kevin Reinhardt and Rocky Meadows, or they want Arias McCollum and Chris Barnes. I don't like that. I don't like that. Let's go for somebody else. Let's go for somebody else. Who else is a possible option? We got Christian Watson and Chris Olave. Christian Watson would be fun, but he's already 28. I'm not really looking for anybody that's like super old. What about Devin Gardner? He's probably on his rookie deal still. He obviously is on his rookie deal still. But when is his rookie deal over? Unless did they already extend him? No, he's going to be a free agent after next season. So we'd have to re-sign him. They could give him straight up for Kevin Reinhardt. Is Kevin Reinhardt that valuable? He's our backup right tackle. Why do they want him so bad? Is he playing another position? No, he's not playing a position. Why do they want Kevin Reinhardt so bad? Do we feel like we could re-sign Devin Gardner? I mean, we could try it. Oh, now they don't want to do it just because I offered it straight up? So if I go back here, they'll just take it right. I don't understand that. That's weird. But I'll trade my backup right tackle straight up for Devin Gardner. That gives me another number 1 receiver option. And now Van Jefferson becomes a third number 1 or a third receiver, which is more suited to his abilities. And now we maybe have the heir apparent to Cooper Kupp when Cooper Kupp eventually retires. Devin Gardner could become that number 1. Okay, I like the receiving core a little bit better now. We are able to keep Rocky Meadows as well. So I still want to trade Chuba Hubbard. What's kind of the value for Chuba Hubbard? Davis Gaither, Isaiah Wynn. We could get Isaiah Wynn to replace our backup right tackle spot. DJ Reader, Grady Jarrett. Not seeing anything that blows me away, but I'm not surprised because he's not like valued super crazy or anything. Akeem Davis Gaither is interesting. So is Kedrick Abbott. I wonder if he has a development trait. Let me go to the Bills and see. Does he have a development trait? He was a D tackle. Kedrick Abbott. He has star development. What's his situation? What's his contract look like? He is under contract for 2 seasons. That would give us another D tackle. So we'd have... And then we could trade Grover Stewart because we have Derek Brown, Deron Payne, and then Kedrick, whatever his name was. And then we could trade Grover Stewart for something else. That might be a good option. So let's trade for Kedrick Abbott. Chuba Hubbard goes there. And then we'll trade away Grover Stewart to get something else. Because he's older. So what can we get for Grover? Petit Ferrer could be good. We do need to replace our right tackle, our backup right tackle spot. So maybe that is the best course of action, and that's the best right tackle available. There's some okay outside linebackers, Josh Britton and Jonathan Booth. So, let's go to the Vikings first and see if that tackle has star development. He was a right tackle, wasn't he? Yeah, Josh Britton. Does he have anything? He's only got normal. What about the Chargers with... excuse me. Choked on something. What about the Chargers with Petit Ferrer? He's also got normal. Let's trade for Petit Ferrer. Let's trade for him. Then we have our backup right tackle figured out. Okay, so... we have the number 1 overall pick now, which is awesome. Let's go into free agency and make some moves. So I want to sign Rashawn Gary. That's a guarantee. I want to get Rashawn Gary. It's just a matter of what we have to pay to get him. And we are not even close to getting him. Man, we're going to have to way overpay for this. I'm going to have to withdraw the offer. We are going to have to severely overpay for Rashawn Gary, and I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little bit worried that it's not going to be worth it in the end. That puts us... I mean, what are the Ravens offering him? I don't think we're going to be able to outbid the Ravens. Well, that sucks. We lost out on him. Corey Linsley could be good, but he's got 17 teams in on him. Jeez. Tyquan Wilcox, we talked about him being a possible... or we talked about needing a free safety, or at least a safety in general. We could move him to strong safety, I guess. We're the top team interested in him. We'll see what happens there. Calvin Ridley's got 3 teams in on him. Tyler Boyd, Kareem Hunt, AJ Ford, left tackle. He's only got 1 team interested. He's 27 already. Maybe that could be interesting. We are no. I'm not gonna go crazy for that. If the Saints are offering him a ton of money, it's not worth it. Harold Landry. I wish that teams were interested in us a little bit more. Jacob Rett is a little bit more interested in us, so we could send the money that we were going to send on that other left tackle to Jacob Rett. Who was the other guy? It was Justin Fort. He's interested in us, but I'm not necessarily interested in him. Teron Johnson, Terrell Burgess. I'd sign Terrell Burgess as a free safety and then maybe move him to strong safety if we don't end up getting Tyquan Wilcox. We need a backup quarterback because Brady retired. So let's go out and pay for Robert Clement, I guess. Sure. Oh, did I hit back? Whoops, I didn't mean to hit back. Although I don't want to... we can get a backup quarterback next negotiations. I don't want to waste one of my active negotiations on a backup quarterback. Right outside linebacker. Harold Landry's 31. Who's this guy? I didn't see him here. X Factor middle linebacker? Dion Wagner. If I could swoop in and steal him, that would be epic. He could certainly develop. He's only 26. And then Calvin Greer. I think we use our last one on him. We'd be running low on money. Spend a little bit of money there. Would that say I didn't have enough money to spend on him? What about, can I even make this offer? I can make this offer. and that doesn't even put us in the top half. So we're going to withdraw that. We're going to withdraw that, and then we are going to, I don't know, offer one more guy. I don't know who it's going to be, because without getting Rashawn Gary, there's really nobody that I want, and I don't want to spend my money. I don't want to waste it. So let's just go offer that quarterback then, and then we'll move on and we'll see what we got. So Clements, I'll offer a 4-year deal. No, thank you. I want to save as much money as possible, so we'll drain this money, a 3-year contract, and we'll see what happens. So we've got, these guys are the guys that we have targeted. I don't think we're going to get Tyquan Wilcox. I do think we're going to get Burgess, Rhett, Wagner, and Clement. So we'll see what we do. Let's get the thing moving. Everybody signed except for Clement. My signings, Burgess and Rhett. We didn't get Dion Wagner? Oh, how did we not get Dion Wagner? Gary goes to the Ravens. We just simply weren't going to be able to afford him. Wilcox goes to the Chiefs. Greer goes to the Bears. The Commanders came in and swooped him up for a 3-year contract. I cannot believe that. I thought we had him in the bag. So all we get is Burgess and Rhett. That is unbelievable. I thought we had it in the bag. Well, I'm just going to save the rest of my money. If we get, really, Chargers, you're really wanting this kid? Whatever, you can have him. I'll withdraw my offer on him. And I'll just go sign another quarterback. It doesn't matter. He's just a backup. It's not going to be a big deal who it is. Let's just go for Jimmy Garoppolo, I guess. Sure, you can be my new backup, Jimmy. On a 3-year contract, but not worth anything. And we might as well just save our money. We're not going to waste it. So did we sign Jimmy? We did sign Jimmy Garoppolo. He's our new backup quarterback. So we go from one former Patriot quarterback as our backup to another. Well, that was a frustrating offseason, or a frustrating free agency. Man, I cannot believe that we didn't get Dion Wagner. I thought for sure he would come here. We had like 2 bars of separation. Oh, that's upsetting, man. That is real upsetting that we didn't get him. We still don't have a pass rusher. Burgess will play free safety. Oh, this defense could have looked so much better. Missed opportunities. Missed opportunities. All right, we go to the draft because I don't want to spend any more money. We have about $25 million. We need to use that next season to re-sign some guys. I'm sure we'll probably have some pretty big name guys coming in contracts, needing contracts next season. So we will use that money for next season, next episode. This has been just a frustrating video overall, just a big disappointment. We ended up having a horrible season. Not many people played well. And then we go into the offseason. I think I'm going to sign a huge splash free agent and an X-Factor linebacker who's still pretty young, and he gets stolen away by the commies. Unbelievable. Let's go see the mock draft, the final mock draft. What do they have us at? They have us taking Gregory Barkley. I think he's the better of the two, although Darren Davis has the better athleticism, which is interesting to me. I really want all 3 of these guys. I want Barkley, I want Davis, and I want Cullen Borden. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them all. Especially since I have, like, what, the 19th pick or something? Yeah, the 19th pick. There's some good players down the board, don't get me wrong. Bobby Knight also looks pretty good. We can't forget about him. I think Gregory Barkley is the better of the two. Darren Davis. Oh, the elite speed. Oh, they're going to make me choose. The elite speed. What about Barkley? He's only got good speed. I think Darren Davis is the option. I think Darren Davis is the better of the two with that elite speed. He is 2 inches shorter, which worries me. But he's so fast. He's so fast. 4.3 speed of the combine. I gotta take Darren Davis. He's got to be the one. He could be generational. Both of those corners could be generational, if we're being honest. Start the draft. Let's pause. Let's make our selection. It's going to be Darren Davis. He's just too good to pass up. You can't pass up on elite speed corner, especially when he's got A zone coverage. You can't pass it up. Drafting him, hidden development, obviously. 95 excel, 89 agility, 95 change of direction, 89 jumping, 97 speed for Darren Davis. He was just a can't miss prospect. Absolute can't miss prospect. And he's on our team at number 1. Now, here's where it gets weird. Do we have the assets to get both corners? I don't think so. I don't think we do. Do the Jets even have any, or do we even have anything that the Jets would want? They want Najee, or they want Jalen Phillips and Kenny Moore. I can't do that. So we have pick 19. I want to get Bobby Knight, really. I want to get Bobby Knight on the team. We might have to trade up from 19 to get Bobby Knight. Who has pick? We might have to just call it a day with that, trying to get both those corners, because I just don't think it's possible. So getting up to pick 11 would be useful, and that is possible if I give away one of my many third-round picks that I have. And it's gonna be possible if I also throw in, I have a lot of picks, a 6th-round pick as well. Trade accepted. So we move from 19 to 11, and then we could use 11 to move up to like pick 7 maybe? Pick 6 or 7? The Broncos have 4. There's pick 7. The Cardinals have it. So, of course, oh God, I hate this game so much. Just why do you give my picks disappear? Fix your stupid game. So bad. All right, so let's trade pick 11 to the Cardinals for pick 7, and then we can take, hopefully, Bobby Knight. Ooh, that almost went through straight up. So that means it's not going to take much to get it. Maybe even one of my 7s. Almost. Probably a 5th would do it too. I could do it next year 6, I guess. Let's do it next year 6. That almost gets it done. So I'll just throw in one of my 5s. I have plenty of them. Throw in one of the 5s. And that gets done. So we move up to pick 7 now. And now that I'm thinking, we could trade up to number 2 and get that corner. And then have 2 elite level, possibly generational corners that would go alongside Aries McCullum and Kenny Moore. So we'd have 4 corners, and that would be it. Like, we wouldn't have to worry for a couple seasons, although Kenny Moore, you never know, would maybe retire or start to regress. But that would be 4 corners. But then what would we do about Bobby Knight? We'd have to trade up to get Bobby Knight again. And I don't know if we have the assets to do that. I have a lot of 3rd-round picks, but I don't think that's enough to trade up to get a number 1 pick. I don't think we can trade up to get 4. Or maybe we can get traded to get 4. I mean we can't probably trade up to get number 2. We could probably trade up to get number 4. Who has number 4? It is held by the Broncos. And of course, oh my God, I can't handle this game sometimes. Stop making my picks disappear. I traded for them. I don't want them to go away. Let's go back into the machine. Get pick number 7 out. Go to the Broncos. Go to their draft picks. Go pick number 4. See where it's at. Trade offer declined, but it's basically almost there. If I throw in another 7, it's accepted. So we trade up to number 4. It is possible to trade up to number 2 now. But I think we should hold off. Although, could I package a few of these 3rd rounders to get a 2nd rounder? Like a high 2nd? They have pick 33 as well. Let's just stay with Denver. Trade declined. Let me take some of these picks off. We'll trade some of the higher third round picks. See how that does. That almost gets her done. What about if I throw in a 5th rounder as well? Trade offer accepted. So we move 3 more picks to get another 2nd round pick. And I could potentially trade one of those 2nd round picks to get another 1st round pick. The wheels are turning, ladies and gentlemen. The wheels are turning. Let's trade this 2nd round pick and maybe a player. It'd probably take a player. So who is that player that would be going? Maybe John Mechie. I don't know if this will work. But who has a pick? We could go back to Denver and ask for their 7th round pick. Or the 7th overall pick. That's not going to get it done. Okay, let's talk to the Buccaneers. Trade declined, but they're intrigued. They are intrigued by it. That's a good sign. What about if I throw you a 4th rounder next year? Trade declined. Okay. I have a couple extra 3rds, so I can use them. Trade declined. It'd have to be the higher of the 3rds. The pick 83. Trade offer is accepted. So we trade one of our 2nds, John Mechie, and a 3rd to get another 1st round pick. And then we could use that 1st round pick to move up to get a higher 1st round pick, like pick 11 from the Cardinals. And of course, the freaking... I should have just done it. Should have just went back and did it before it even happened. I'm making some big money moves, that is for sure. I'm wheeling and dealing. You've never seen anything like it. Let's go back. Not pick 4. Let's go back and trade for pick 23. Go to pick 11. It was held by the Cardinals, right? Yeah, the Cardinals had pick 11. What do they say to this? They'd have to move down a little bit. They don't really like it that much, but I have a 4th and I have a 5th. What do you say to that? They say no. All right, understandable. I have a 4th from next year as well. They say no. We might be asking a little bit too much at pick 11. So let's back it up, maybe pick 13 or something. Oh, there we go. Falcons have pick 13. Only 10 picks they'd be moving down. I'll give you a 4th. What do you say? Almost there. What about 2 4s? I have 2 4s. Almost there. What about pick 92, but take away my 4th? Almost there. 4th rounder next year. Almost there. God, I thought I was going to do it there. I'll give you the higher of the 2 4th round picks. Oh my God, that is there. You cannot be serious. That doesn't get much closer than that. I could trade around to get another 3rd round pick that's a little bit higher, or another 4th round pick that's like 1 pick higher or something like that. It's not worth it. I don't have the time for that. So let's just trade. What? They didn't take the 3rd round pick? I thought for sure they would take that. Well, I'm not willing to give up another 3rd round pick this year because I have other plans for those. So if we're going to take another corner, we don't really need Jack Jones anymore. Do they want Jack Jones? Hold on. They really want Jack Jones. I might have to give up any 3rd round picks then. I didn't realize that they wanted Jack Jones so much. What about if I throw in a 5th round pick? Trade declined. What about if I throw in a 4th round pick for next year? Do they like that? Come on, Falcons. Stop being finicky. Stop being finicky. I'll give you the 4th round pick. That's pick 100. It's going to take a 3rd. Hopefully it's pick 92, though. You're killing me. You are actually killing me. I'll give you pick 68, I guess. There we go. Finally, it gets it done. Okay, so we have pick 4 and we have pick, what was that, 13? I think I want to trade up a little bit more. I don't think pick 13 is good enough. Let's trade pick 13 and let's go and try to get like pick 6 or something. Who has pick 6? Pick 6 I'd feel a little bit more comfortable at. Who has pick 6? It is held by the Packers. That is almost done already. I love when that happens. So we'll throw in a 5th round pick and we'll call it a deal. Handshake. Nope. 4th round pick next year. Finally. Offer it to him. You've got to be kidding me. I'll give you the higher of the 2 5th round picks. How's that? Handshake, call it a deal. Crisp high 5. What do I have to do? What is different? I'll give you pick 113, I guess. Trade offer accepted. We move up to pick 6. I've done a lot of moving around here. We now have pick 4 and pick 6 in this draft, plus pick 1. But that generational corner is still available. I know because I haven't moved the draft. He looks so good. He looks so good. There's a couple other good players down the board. Bobby Knight's still down here. He's down there actually pretty far. I thought he would be a little bit higher. The way that they were valuing him in the mock draft. With the way that we've done this, able to get these picks, I'm going to try to get pick number 2. It shouldn't be too difficult since we have pick number 4. Let's trade it. Pick number 4. Let's talk to the Jets. Call them up. They've been sitting here waiting in anticipation to see what we're going to do. You're only moving down 2 picks. That's not very bad, and they accept it straight up. So we trade pick 4. We get pick 2. We're taking both of the generational corners. At least I think they're generational corners. I really hope they are. Gregory Barkley, we don't have to choose. We're getting both of them. Both of them are hidden development, as you would expect they would be. He's not as fast, but he's just as good as Darren Davis. They are both phenomenal. Now we have 4 elite corners, plus Kyrie Elam as well. And we can move ahead now. Von Hewitt goes. The Jets with our pick, Zach Griffith. And then the Panthers take Colton Barrett. So we are now up again. We don't have another pick till the first pick in the 2nd round. So we could take Cullen Borden. Is he the real deal? Or do we trade back, get a 1st round pick from next year, and then take... We could probably get 2 1st round picks. A 1st round pick from this year, a little bit later in the draft, and then get a 1st round pick from next year. I'm trying to work this system, man. I'm trying to work this system. So let's see what they're offering me. What kind of things are you offering me? There's 2 1st round picks. Pick 17's a little bit too late, though. Pick 18. Pick 24. That's a good trade, though. I mean, pick 31's not the greatest, but, I mean, we get a 1st and a 2nd from next year. That might be too hard to pass up on. And then I could maybe trade up with that pick then with the rest of our assets. We get pick 25 in this year's draft. All these picks are a little bit too late for me. I don't really want that late. That one's decent. Pick 2 in the next year's draft. I think the Vikings pick is, or the Vikings offer is the best because they're offering me 2 firsts and a 2nd. And then we can maybe trade up from pick 31 like we've been doing previously. So I'm going to do this trade. We get a 1st and a 2nd from next year, which is huge. We're going to skip a little bit. Cullen Borden goes off the board. I wasn't too impressed with him in the end. He didn't look that great. There goes Johnny Main. We're going to have to be careful here and make sure that our guys don't go off the board before I trade up. So Garrison Patterson. So there's Jonathan McKinney. He does look interesting, but I'm more interested in Reggie Peck and Bobby Knight. So I think we can go a little bit further. Let's go a little bit further. There goes Javier Robbins. Matt Pickens goes. Browns take Trevor Barrow. Packers take Javon Thomas. Eagles take Marlon Jones. Saints take Garrison Patterson. Where are we sitting at now? We're at pick 16 with the Chicago Bears. Reggie Peck is getting close, and so is Bobby Knight. I think maybe this is the area where we try to make a move here. Trade with the Bears. I don't think that either of them get taken with the next couple of picks, but I just want to be safe. So trade up, pick 31 with the Chicago Bears. At pick 16, that's going to be pretty tough to trade up from. That is going to be pretty tough to trade up from. What about a 4th round pick next year? I think we have to wait a little bit. I think we have to wait a little bit longer. Maybe into the 20s, but that might be a little bit too late. Oh my God, of course they took Bobby Knight. Of course they took Bobby Knight. Ugh, that's BS. Jaleel Lynch goes. Eric Harrison. JT Carter. Russ Alexander. Antoine Nixon. That tight end's still on the board. Frank Bryan. Terrence Johnson. Jake Caldwell. Garrett Tennant. There goes Jonathan McKinney. It's not the biggest deal. Now Reggie Peck is the top man on the board. Reggie Peck is the top man on the board. And I think it should be a little bit easier to trade with the Commanders because they're pick 28. We're not moving up too far. I hate the fact that they drafted Bobby Knight. I really wanted him. And I really thought we were going to be able to get him too. Oh, that sucks. Stupid Chicago Bears. Of course it would be you. Of freaking course. The Commanders have pick 28. Pick 31's not too far away. They almost accepted it, so we'll just throw in a 5th round pick from next year and see what they do. They say it's good, so we have this pick. We'll take Reggie Peck. I don't know how good he's going to be. I hope he has hidden development. I hope he has hidden development. And he does. 87 strength. He's a power offensive guard. So he'll take the place most likely of one of our guards that we have there already. And we already have a pretty close pick. We have the second pick, or the first pick in the 2nd round. So there's probably going to be still some good players available. But I really, really wanted him. I really wanted Bobby Knight. Maybe we can make a trade for him in the preseason or something. Running back, DeMar Gaffney. DeMar Gaffney has good speed. He looks like an okay running back. I don't know how good he's going to end up being. What about this guy? Brandon Williams. Fantastic athlete. Doesn't really do well in the run block power game. But what's his archetype? He is a agile offensive tackle. Is this the best option? Or is the best option to trade down? Who's this guy? Stephon Lincoln. I didn't even see him here. He looks very good. But do we need another defensive tackle? That's the big question. I don't know. I don't know if we need another defensive tackle. I mean, we just traded for one in the offseason. We already have Deron Payne, and we have, what's-his-face? Derek Brown. So we don't really need another defensive tackle. Although we could make Deron Payne an edge rusher and then draft Stephon Lincoln. It's a possibility. Let's take him. He looks really good. Only normal development. I wasted a pick on you. Oh, that blows. That blows hard. That blows real hard. Our next pick is pick 28 in the 3rd round. What are some of the trade offers for this draft pick? We could get another 1st round pick next year. Having 3 1st round picks would be awesome. We can do a lot with that. Pick 31. A few teams are offering me 1st round picks. The Bengals are offering me a 6th round pick this year. Everybody else is just offering me like 1st round pick straight up, which isn't a bad thing. I think we'll take... Who's going to be good? The Chiefs are probably going to be pretty good. The Raiders might not be that good, although their pick is projected at 27, so they might actually be decent. I don't know. Let's take the Raiders pick. Get 3 first-round picks for next year. That might help us out in the long run. And then we'll skip to next user pick. Who's here, if anybody? Is there anybody here that is worth taking? Alex Meredith. Not a good enough athlete for me. Not a good enough athlete for me. I can't believe that D tackle only had normal development. I thought he was going to be at least a star or something. I think we just trade the rest of these picks away. I don't think the rest of the class is worth it. We got our 2 generational corners. At least I think they're generational corners. What can you give me? Give me a lot of stuff. I want a lot of stuff. I want to be greedy here. I want to be very, very greedy. So give me a bunch of stuff and I'll take it. Preferably a 3rd round pick and other stuff. A 3rd and a 5th from Cincinnati. Thank you very much. We have a 4th round pick that we will go to. We don't have many picks after this. Trade away this pick. I think our 5th round pick is our last pick because I traded away a lot of stuff to move around in the draft. A 4 from Cincinnati. I don't want to take all their picks. I'd just be screwing them over. And I don't have anything against Cincinnati, but the Raiders are offering me a 3rd. Thank you very much, Vegas, for that. You're gambling and you're not paying off, that's for sure. Next user pick is the 5th round, and that is our last pick. We will trade it away for a 4th from Cincinnati. No, a 4th from Tampa. There we go. That's our draft. Was it the best draft that I could have ever put together? Probably not. I could have probably done some things differently. But as long as those 2 corners are as good as they were advertised, we will be just fine. So we have... Oh, they're both 83s. They are both 80 freaking 3s. Are they generational? Reggie Peckson's 73, Stephon Lincoln's 75. Really good draft. Are these 2 generational? I have to know. They're both hidden. You know what? I'm going to find out. I'm going to block the screen. You won't be able to see this. I'm going to block the screen. It'll go black, but you'll still see me. You'll see my reaction. I have to know if they're generational. Okay. Okay. So that's Darren Davis. Now let's take a look at Barkley. Is he also potentially a generational pick? Okay. So you guys won't know what I just saw, but I'll know what I just saw. Oh my God. Okay, it's about to go down. Were those the 2 highest rated players in the draft? I would assume they were by a mile, by a bullet, and they were. Bobby Knight's a 77. We could have had the top 3 players in this draft. Chicago, I am going to trade for him in the preseason. He's 23 years old, which kind of sucks, but I am getting Bobby Knight on this team. I'm assuming he's only a star development player, if at all. Does he have a development trait? He does. Okay, we can take a look at this together because it doesn't really matter. What is his development trait? He's a freaking X Factor. He's a freaking X Factor. Oh my God. Oh my God. And we almost had him. He gets stolen away. Oh my God. I cannot believe it. I absolutely cannot believe it. I know this video is pretty long already. But my God. We have to get Bobby Knight on this team. Not free agency. I didn't mean to go to free agency. We have to get Bobby Knight on this team. It just has to happen. He has to come and he has to throw chairs. He has to throw chairs across the court. Go to the Chicago Bears. It's a good thing that they're alphabetical. Go to middle linebackers. Not Devin White. Bobby Knight. What do they want for him? Oh my God, they are valuing him so highly because they know what they have. I was hoping that we could maybe catch him off guard and they didn't know what they had. Okay, we have picks. They need a corner. We have a potential corner to give away because now that we have some really good corners. We have CJ Henderson and Kyrie Elam that we don't really need anymore. So CJ Henderson for Bobby Knight doesn't really go through. What about Kyrie Elam? Do you like him a little bit better? No, they like CJ Henderson better. So we'll stick with him. Free safety, I'll keep what I have. Left end, we don't really have anything there. We don't have anything there. I think I am going to move Deron Payne to left end and then have Abbott and Stephon Lincoln be the D tackles behind it. That'll just have to be what happens. Okay, so I will give you a 3rd round pick in CJ Henderson for Bobby Knight. That doesn't work. I'll give you my 1st round pick. Oh, my 1st round pick next year is projected to be pick 4. No, I have to throw CJ Henderson in the deal because I don't want CJ Henderson anymore. You can have CJ Henderson. We don't need him. Does this do it? We got him. We got him. We got him. We got him. I'm thankful that that pick was. I'm thankful that that pick was valued at pick 4 because that really helped us out. Oh, this defense, baby. So Duff is going to have to play over Peck, I guess, for right now, at least. Devin Gardner, Cooper Kupp, and then we go to defense. And we've got a freaking X Factor, baby. We've got a freaking X Factor, plus our 2 generational corners, or at least I hope that they're generational corners. You don't know if they are or not. And I'm going to move Deron Payne to left end just to be... just to make it official. Hope that doesn't move his overall down too much. It shouldn't. He is an 84, so it does move it down a little bit. Ugh, okay. It's not great, but it is what it is. The defense still needs work, but the cornerback spot's done. We don't need to touch the cornerback spot anymore. We need to work a little bit on linebacker, a little bit on pass rush, and we need to switch playbooks. That's right. We need to switch playbooks. Change the scheme. What's our best scheme fits? We have 74 potential right there. 74% for the spread. 89% on a couple. 94 on base 4-3. Okay, let's go base 4-3 then. And we're going to change out of the McVay playbook, and we're going to go for either Tampa Bay or Kansas City. Let's go Tampa Bay. And we'll stay with the defensive playbook of the Rams. What's the 4-3 defense looking like? Okay. It shows a little bit more depth. Lack of depth, I should say. We're going to start Bobby Knight over Chris Barnes. So it shows our lack of depth on the D-line a little bit more prevalent. And Grant Delpit's gone down to star. I will not have that. He will be a superstar. That's my video. I don't care. He will be a superstar development safety. But this team looks better now, and we're running a new playbook, so I'm excited to see how it goes for next episode. The best course of action for next episode would be to somehow get a good pass rusher so that we can move Deron Payne back to D tackle and then have 2 really, really good D tackles. That's the best course of action. But we'll see how it goes. I know it was a longer video than normal, but I just had to do those trades, and I had to get Bobby Knight. After knowing that he's an X Factor, we had to get Bobby Knight. So that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys are excited for next episode as I am, because I think this team's going to be good. But I said that at the start of this episode, and we missed the playoffs and had the number 1 overall pick. So what do I know? Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it. Hit that like button if you enjoyed. Subscribe to the channel. Join the Juice Club. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.